Hey everybody, my name is Justin. Welcome to my pit lane garage. We have a fun video for you today. I just recently took my 2017 Subaru BRZ out to the racetrack for its first ever track day. What we did is hit up High Plains Raceway out here in eastern Colorado for an SCCA Track Night in America open lapping event. Now the Track Night in America program is open to novices who have never ever been on the track, through intermediate drivers, and even to advanced drivers that just want to take their street cars out on the racetrack and have a little bit of fun. Track Night in America hits up a whole lot of racetracks all throughout the country, so if you're looking to get your car on the track, I would definitely recommend checking them out. So let's not waste any more time. We're going to take a few laps in the car and kind of give you an idea of how the thing did on the track, how it felt, and how it drove. And here we go, getting ready to pull out of pit lane. You're probably going to notice that the cockpit view is not actually my car. My car is the one out there in front, the blue BRZ, of course. You're riding along with my good friend Dave here. He has a 2017 Subaru BRZ as well with the performance package, but otherwise mostly stock car except for Bridgestone RE71R sticky tires, just like I'm running on my BRZ for this particular track event. And as you can see, my own in-car picture-in-picture video popped up there in the lower right-hand corner. If you watch closely, it's kind of curious to see how these two different cars are handled from the inside. Dave driving the mostly stock car with the sticky tires. My car, of course, has quite a few more modifications to the suspension and the engine bolt-ons. And as we go through this little warm-up lap here, you can watch how Dave is really kind of wrangling the car and having to wheel the thing around the track because the stock cars just slide and slip quite a bit more than a car with the suspension upgrades and things like that. So what you end up with is a pretty different driving experience. The modified BRZ a lot more precise and precision oriented, probably easier to drive, I would think. I don't know, as you're going to see Dave coming out of this turn, he's already oversteering on the warm-up lap and having to correct as he's sliding around. Whereas my car is pretty on point. It's not sliding around too much. A good bit more grip so it stays planted and doesn't dance around. And I don't quite have to wrestle the car around the track as much as Dave does in the stock car. Now from a fun factor point of view, I'm willing to bet that Dave's car was pretty dang fun to drive around the track, because who doesn't like to be sliding and drifting around through corners and having a good old time? Alright, so we're just about to wrap up our little warm-up lap here. At least it was a warm-up lap for me. I'm not sure about Dave there in his car, but again, we're out here at High Plains Raceway, east of Denver A-Bits. Nice large road course track with the SCCA Track Night in America program. This is a program, like I had mentioned earlier, if you are a beginner, intermediate, even advanced driver, you can get out there for some good track time. They go all over the country. Just stop by tracknightinamerica.com to see if they will be hitting up a track near you. Alright guys, it's hot lap time. We're going to give you a little tour around High Plains Raceway. Just came off that front straightaway below the white paddock area into turn 1, entering into turn 2 here, which is pretty much a 180 degree turn. We'll head into turn 3 here, which is kind of a sweeping right-handed turn here, almost one big giant arc, which brings us on to the longest straightaway on the entire map, that bottom straightaway on the map going right to left on the actual map. In my car, I'm hitting close to 110 miles an hour in 4th gear. I could have shifted into 5th towards the end here, but kept it in 4th just so I had only one downshift right here as I'm coming into turn 4. Really high-speed right-handed turn. We're going to switch back and come left into turn 5, going down the hill where there's lots of elevation changes at this track, believe it or not. And as we come into turn 6, hard on the brakes, downshifting into 2nd. Back on the power, shifted into 3rd, and we're going to go back up the hill, which is a kind of a blind turn 7 off camber. Very tricky kind of turn. The car feels very light. Feels like it wants to let go on that entire turn. And then we're back up here towards turn 8, downshift into 2nd, slow down a good bit. back on the power. We'll get back into third gear as we head downhill, another elevation change into turns 9A and 9B. Here we're passing the 9B apex and another really fast off-camber right-handed turn. That's turn 10. Go a little bit flat here until we make a 180-degree turn around turn 11 and again go back uphill. Again, another blind acceleration point uphill into turn 12. We're going to make our way across this little bit of a straightaway into the turn 13, 14, and 15 S's. Again, downhill, nice and fast. One of my favorite parts of the track right there. And then flooring it back up the hill, shifting into fourth gear as we cross back across the finish line. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and throw Dave back out in front of me now. He is driving that white 2017 Subaru BRZ. We did a bunch of lead and follow laps around the course. Makes it a whole lot of fun when you're out there driving with friends. And also gives you a good visual from the outside to see how his car behaves compared to mine. You'll notice his is slipping and sliding a little bit more, just like you had seen when we had his interior POV up. Making our way down the hill into turn 6. We'll head back uphill into that kind of sketchy turn 7. At least to me it feels pretty sketchy, even though I'm not giving the wheel a lot of work. The car feels like I'm doing a four-wheel drift all the way up this thing, and I'm about to slide off the track at any given moment. So it's kind of a little bit of a pucker part of the course for me. I haven't got the confidence up to just go hammer down through that section quite yet. So as we make our way back down the hill here through turns 9A and 9B, we're going to come up on turn 10. I'm going to put it into slow motion and zoom in on Dave's car as you're going to see him pull out a pretty sweet drift as he's sliding through this fast turn 10 corner. You can see the tire marks as he's drifting through. Just hits the edge of the track but keeps it under control as we again come cruising into the turn 11. Now, one thing that we both noticed as we were driving up this hill here, my car, of course, has a tune. It has no torque dip, whereas his car is stock and still has the torque dip. I was able to pull on him going up that hill there, or pull away when I was in front. So we had some pretty good evidence that the torque dip does give you problems, even when you're out racing on the track, versus a car that doesn't have the torque dip. Alright, so we're going to change gears for this lap and talk a little bit about the performance of my AP Racing Sprint brake kit. Now, I installed the AP Racing kit on my car a couple months or so ago. If you missed that video, be sure to go back and check it out. This high-performance brake kit not only saves weight on the front of the car, but it's also able to withstand the tortures and high temps that are experienced during track driving, as Dave gives us a nice little two-wheel off dusting on that last turn. So naturally, I was really interested to see how the AP Racing Sprint Kit would perform out on the track. There are a few really heavy braking sections on the track, this being one of them where you slow down from your fastest speed into this fast right-hander. It's not a long braking zone, but it's heavy and quick, enough to generate at least a little bit of heat. Now, this is one of the longer and heavier braking zones where we brake hard going downhill even into second gear, before heading back up the hill here into that turn 7 corner, my favorite corner on the track. Now, I was able to do quite a few hot laps in the car, braking hard in all of the heavy braking spots, and never really noticed any issue with the brakes. Now, I do have just Hawk HPS brake pads on there. It's more of a street/autocross pad, so the stopping power or the bite was not quite as good as you would see on like a DTC 60, you know, the kind of brake pads that I put on my BMW not too long ago for its track duties. But the car did stop well, and it continued to stop well with no signs of pad fade or boiled fluid. So from my observations, the AP Racing Sprint brake kit passed the test. I had no offs or blown corners due to brakes failing or brakes not working as good as they should have, so I was pretty happy with that considering the money that I spent on that high performance brake kit. So can't complain there. The brakes are doing their job and kept me on the track. And we're wrapping up one of our final laps out here at High Plains Raceway for this Track Night in America event. I'm going to throw it back to the garage. Alright everybody, we're gonna wrap this one up. Thanks again for watching, I really appreciate it. First day ever out at the track with my 2017 Subaru BRZ. Remember, hit up Track Night in America to find out if they are running at a track near you. Stay tuned for more videos, everybody. And like always, if you have any thoughts or comments, please leave them down below. And don't forget, stay fast out there. I'm gonna check out of this one. We'll talk to you all next time.